A website is not designed to look like an electronic brochure. It's designed to get you traffic and business. So you notice we've walked through 3 decisions. The search engine you picked, the search phrases you picked, and the third thing, you now see a listing of web pages. Which one of those do you decide to click on? And that decision is going to be based on probably that bold title and that little short 200-character description. None of those first 3 decisions have anything to do with how your website looks.
Lenny Laskowski is an international speaker and one of the world's most knowledgeable internet marketing experts. Lenny put up his own website in 1996 and now attracts between 87,000 and 132,000 visitors each month. Lenny is the author of several books, video and CD-ROM programs. His Simply Speaking e-zine goes out to over 79,000 subscribers. His speaking topics include how to grow your business using the internet, integrating your online and offline marketing efforts, and 7 key decisions your website visitor must make before they decide to do business with you. Let's welcome Lenny Laskowski.
By show of hands, how many of you have currently right now a website? Just about all of us. If I asked this question 3 years ago, maybe half of you would have held your hand up. But how many of you are actually making money using the internet, or is it just an electronic billboard? Not so many hands went up. I've had an internet presence since 1996, and in internet time, that's almost a decade. So former engineer, I've embraced the technology. So today I'm going to talk about 7 decisions your website needs to answer in order for people to decide to do business with you. Many of us have websites that don't do business because we don't answer these specific decisions. I put a blue handout on your chair. If you want to follow along, feel free. If not, you can just write on a sheet of paper these 7 decisions. That's yours to keep. The first decision, and what I want you to do is walk through this process with me and put yourself in the perspective that you're on your computer looking for information. Be it you're looking for a speaker, looking for information, and walk through me and tell me if this is actually the process you go through. The first decision you make is, which search tool am I going to use? If I asked you 3 years ago which search engine to use, I might get Yahoo, I might get Dogpile, I might get a variety of different answers. But if I would ask you today, what search tool do you use today? What search tool do you use? Google. 95% of people today now say Google. So we are now finally coming around to figuring out what makes sense. So the first decision you've actually made is which search tool you're going to use. So now you've loaded up Google. What's your next decision you make? You're going to type in a word or a keyword phrase. Which keyword phrase do you put in there? Do you put in something general? If I put in the word like seminars, you know how many hits I'll get? 10.5 million. I happen to be number 12 on that list. That's still pretty good. But 10.5 million hits, too general of a search criteria. So you're going to then pick usually a 2 or 3 word phrase to search for. Now, in order for your website or web page, whatever it might be, to come up in that listing, you need to be listed in the search engine's database. The search engine, contrary to what many people believe, is not searching the internet. It's searching their own database. Google has their own database. Yahoo has its own database. All of these search tools have their own database. So it's important that you are listed in their database. Now, just being listed there, again, doesn't guarantee that you're going to be found. Because if your website is not optimized for the search phrase that you used, they're not going to find it. So the third decision, after you've typed in your keyword phrase, what happens? You get a list of web pages that come up. You see a list of them, and how many of you look through say there's 4,027 hits. How many of you look at 4,027 of those? In fact, the internet won't even let you look beyond probably 250 of those. Most of us will look at the first page. Maybe half of us might look at the second page. Usually there's 10 on a page. And the rest of us might go over to the third page. But we know the further we go down in that list, the less accurate the relevant results are. So we have learned, just by the way we've used their search engine, that the importance of how your search comes out, the first page is probably the most accurate. Wouldn't everybody like to be on the first page that you're listed there? I've had a current listing. My key core business is presentation skills seminars, public speaking seminars. If you put in either one of those phrases in Google, it'll be the #1 listing, and it has been there for the last 5 years, continuously. So what does that mean from a business standpoint? Being on the first 10, you will get 78% more business than being in positions 11 through 20. 78% more business. That page then gets 85% more business than those being positions 21 through 30. You do the math, the number one listing will get on average probably close to 1,000 times more traffic, more business than those that are in position 30. If you're beyond position 30, you're not even on the radar screen. So people have paid a lot of money to hire webmasters to design the website. A website is not designed to look like an electronic brochure. It's designed to get you traffic and business. So you notice we've walked through 3 decisions. The search engine you picked, the search phrases you picked, and the third thing, you now see a listing of web pages. Which one of those do you decide to click on? And that decision is going to be based on probably that bold title and that little short 200-character description. None of those first 3 decisions have anything to do with how your website looks. So don't let a graphic designer tell you, well, it's got to look great. That's what's going to get you the traffic. I haven't even seen it yet.